Hey everybody out there, this is ModernDayDuelist, and today for you guys we're going to be profiling a deck that I've wanted to profile for quite some time, and I've just been playtesting it recently and thoroughly enjoyed playing it. And that is Morphtronics. Yes, Morphtronics haven't gotten support in a dog's age. They did get one support card a couple of years ago. I think like a year or so ago maybe it's been a hot moment. But I've really enjoyed playing this deck. Every time I look at this deck, it reminds me of Transformers. But yeah, the deck's been thoroughly fun to play. Now, before I get into the video, I do want to mention this to you guys. There are different ways and different builds of Morphtronics. One of the more popular builds out there right now is Quasar Morphtronics. And that build runs different ratios of Morphtronic monsters, different Morphtronic monsters also, and different cards altogether. The deck is completely different and functions completely differently. This particular build that I'm playing is actually the other version out there that's popular and fun to play, and that's Power Tool Dragon. Now the reason why I decided to play this build is because I really love Power Tool Dragon. I've always liked this card ever since it came out, and I love the fact that you can use equips. And equips at this point in time in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Weren't really that widely used. Power Tool Dragon and Morphtronics, the reason I even have this deck in DT, and as you see, like I have DT rarities of the cards, is because I played this deck back in the day. I played this deck in high school, and I haven't touched it in probably a decade, almost. So I decided to get back into this deck and play it. So this build is my favorite build, and it's Power Tool Dragon. Like I said, it's not Quasar because I wanted to build this way for nostalgia reasons. So let's get into the deck profile. No, and this is not my first deck, by the way, that I ever played. That's like GK's and Clown Control from back in the day. Yeah, Clown Control. Oh my gosh. Class Clown and Dream Clown. Alright, let's get into the deck profile. So first we run 3 Morphtronic Selphon. Now, Selphon is kind of like a special summoner. You roll your die, and then you get to special summon that level from your deck. Very useful, very good card, very essential to how the deck functions. Pretty straightforward with Selphon. Definitely a 3 of. Next, we have Boomboxen. Boomboxen is really cool. He's a double attacker, so he can attack twice, which is really cool. And you can also, it's really cool nowadays that we have a great equipped spell card in Moon Mirror Shield, because you can equip Moon Mirror Shield to Boomboxen and just clear a board or get around to problematic monsters, which is really, really nice to do with Boomboxen. I really like it for that reason. It's been very nice to play with. But definitely 3 of Boomboxen, and it's my other DT as well that I have. So, yeah. High rarity Morphtronics, man. Next we have Smartphon. Now Smartphon kind of functions the same way as Selphon over here, for the most part. Instead, Morphtronic Smartphon, which is the newer card that I was alluding to earlier, came out like a year or so ago, I think. Allows you to excavate the number of cards from your deck from the die roll that you roll. So if you roll like a 3, I believe it is, you get to excavate 3, and then add a Morphtronic card, I think it is. Or I can't remember off the top of my head if it's a card or monster. I had a brain fart. But you get to add a Morphtronic to your hand. So yeah, he's definitely essential 3 of in the deck. The other beneficial thing about him is he's a level 1 tuner, which does come into play for certain combo plays. I've seen people and heard people talk about, when I was discussing this deck with people that have played the Quasar build, that the level 1 tuner in the Quasar build is more essential. But yeah, definitely it doesn't hurt, and I've used that because it's a level 1 tuner, I have used it for going to synchro plays in my deck as well. So yeah, 3 Smartphon. Because you used to call me on my Selphon, and then you used to try to call me on my Smartphon. Next we have 3 I keep saying Morphtronic Selphon. Now this card, the main reason we run this card as a 3 of in this build is because it helps make it easier for us to go into Power Tool Dragon. That's one of the main reasons why. But in the Quasar build, a lot of people cut this down to 1 of, none of. Sometimes they run it as a 2 of. But the reason I run it as a 3 of, like I was just saying, it helps to go into your synchro plays more, and also helps you go into Power Tool Dragon to some extent a little bit better and easier. So yeah, 3 Mythttronic scoping. The reason it really helps you go into Power Tool Dragon is because it helps you special summon out a level 4, which you have a lot of level 4s. Scoping, level 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Power Tool Dragon. Slinging, some people don't run slinging anymore. Some people just run 1 slinging. Slinging's, you can run them, not run them, it's up to you. But he helps with Pacific card removal cards. The fact that he's also level 4 is important with scoping because we're trying to go into Power Tool Dragon. If you were playing like a Quasar build, I would probably not even run this card, or just run it as a 1 of maybe still, because it's useful to get around problematic cards or whatever. But I do like 2 slinging in the deck for that reason. It's very useful. Then we run 2 Radeon. Now Radeon's really cool because he's a level 4 first off, which is nice to help go into Power Tool Dragon and a lot of level 7s because you mainly go for level 7s in this deck, and sometimes a couple level 5s and whatnot, and lower levels, but 7 is your main key to go into synchro plays, as well as you'll go into some basic link plays as well. But Morphtronic Radeon, what it does is it helps you boost up attack, so you can beat things down. You have Boomboxen out in the field, for example. If you have Boomboxen out in the field, Boomboxen will gain attack, and then you can attack over bigger, get around problematic cards. And on top of that, if it has Moon Mirror Shield, that's a little bit better as well. So, I mean, yeah, definitely very useful as a 2 of in the deck. Then we run 2, excuse me, Morphtronic Videon. And Videon is kind of interesting. I've really enjoyed this card playing it in the deck. Usually, if you're going to play a non-power tool build, you don't run Videophon, but because he's another level 4, works with scoping, you get where I'm going here, it's useful. The fact that he gains 800 attack for each equipped monster that you equip to him is really nice. So he'll be an 18 attack beater with, I know that's like, oh my gosh, like an 18 attack beater with an equip, ooh, big money. No. But what I'm trying to say is, he gains attack, he can get pretty big, and he's very useful in some aspects for going in for synchro plays. Next we run 1 Morphtronic Lantern. For your Quasar decks, this is very essential, but not so much in this. Same thing with Morphtronic Remoten. In Quasar builds, this is usually a 2 of, or 1 of sometimes. But in this build, I just like it as a 2 of. It helps recycle. It's a level 3 tuner as well. It's nice to have. iPod Shuffle. Some of you guys may never know what the freaking iPod Shuffle is. Back in my day, the iPod Mini. Oh my gosh, that takes me back to high school. I'm reliving my high school years right now. Next we run 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. It's just good negation, hand traps, 2019, yada yada yada. Love the alternative artwork, by the way. Next we run Morphtronic Repair Unit, which is pretty cool. You discard a Morphtronic card and reborn a Morphtronic card. And it's an equip card which gives you bonus effects because your monsters want to be equipped. So it's very useful for multiple reasons. It's probably one of the best cards in the deck, actually. Next we run 3 Junkbox. Junkbox is pretty much like a pseudo Monster Reborn. You get to reborn a level 4 or lower Morphtronic monster, but it's destroyed at the end of the turn. But still, it's an essential 3 of in the deck, and it's very good. So definitely 3 Junkbox is essential to the deck. Next we run 2 Machine Duplication. You do have targets for Machine Duplication. Do not forget that. People sometimes forget that that's the case. When I play this deck, they completely forget that, actually. But you definitely run double machine duplication. Triple of is a little bit too much, though, I will say that. Next we run 2, I gotta give me a second to pronounce this. Double Tool C and D. So this card you never are ever going to run unless you're running a Power Tool Dragon focused deck. And if you're doing that, then this card becomes pretty decent. So if you guys have never known what this card does, unless you watched the anime years ago and you're like, I forgot what it does, I'm going to read it to you because it's pretty cool. Equip only to a Power Tool Dragon or a level 4 or higher machine type Morphtronic monster. While equipped, during your turn, it gains 1000 attack. Pretty neat. If it attacks, the effects of the attack target are negated during the battle phase. Pretty neat. During your opponent's turn, your opponent can't select a monster other than the equipped monster as an attack target. An opponent's monster that battles the equipped monster is destroyed at the end of the damage step. Pretty neat. So yeah, the only reason you're running this is because it's a Power Tool Dragon focused deck, and on top of that, you're running more of a Morphtronic focus based version of the deck. So yeah, double C and D. We also run 2 Moon Mirror Shield. It's very useful, very good to run, I like in the deck overall. Next I'm running Morphtronic Accelerated. This is a one of. You don't have to run this card, but I like it. Back in the day when this card came out, it was really cool and very useful actually, but not so much nowadays with power creep. Return 1 Morphtronic card from your hand to the deck, then destroy 1 card on the field, then draw 1 card. So it does self-replace, and is pretty much just to help you like reshuffle your deck. Oh, this card's dead, I got too many of it, restart. I like it as a 1 of. Some people run this as a 2 of even today. Back in the day, this was really a useful card. But nowadays, I just like it as a 1 of. But still a great card. Next, we got 1 1-for-1, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Monster Reborn. Foolish Burial, set up your graveyard. 1-for-1, it helps you with your basic plays with your Cellphon and your Smartphone. So yeah, definitely run 1-for-1. Pretty basic there, guys. That's all for the main deck. There's no traps you run at all in the main deck, guys, just so you know you're not missing anything. No traps. But let's go into the extra deck now. We run 2 Power Tool Dragon. Now you don't have to run this. I may take it out in the future, but I just love running it for nostalgia reasons. And that's Livestream Dragon. You can make this. It is fun. Is it good? It's decent, but like I only run it because nostalgia. But I have thought about cutting this out eventually. Next, 1 Formula Synchron. You do go into this. I do run 1 level 4 just in case, and I decide to run Old Entity Haster. We also run Naturia Beast, which you do make from time to time. 1 Samsara Dragon of Rebirth, which is helpful. We run 1 FA Darn Dragster as well. The Quantel card, I know it's in French, German, forgive me, but this card that came out like earlier this year, Quantel Dragon. Black Rose cards, yes, we do run those as well. So Moonlight and Black Rose Dragon I run because, like I said, you go into a lot of level 7s. For your Link plays, we run Link Karibo, Lana for Linkus, just because I wanted to do a generic thing. I have thought about Mrs. Radiant, but I haven't. It's been más o menos. And then I run 1 Cerberus and 1 Phoenix. Just your basic Link plays here, guys. Nothing fancy, nothing pretty. So yeah, that's the deck in a nutshell. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoy playing this deck. Like, it's so fun to play this. It's been fun to play this deck a lot, guys. Like, it's been really fun to go back and play this deck. Like I said, I have a lot of good memories with it when I was in high school. This was a fun deck I had back then, and it was fun to revisit it, update it, and play it. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this deck profile. Till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Take care, everybody. And remember, guys, to rev it up.